Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to another Deconstruction Gaming live stream. We are in Star Wars The Old Republic. I thought I'd try something a little different tonight. I'm going to show you my daily maintenance routine, if you want to call it that. At least when I'm in full-on Star Wars The Old Republic SWTOR mode. I do this to get some relatively easy to get conquest points and also items to sell on the GTN. So I'm going to do that. We'll go through my daily cycle. Also just kind of chat about the game. We've got, as of the time of this recording, tomorrow is supposed to be the 7.6 live stream. So I think tomorrow night we might do a breakdown reaction to that information. We'll see. We'll see what comes out tomorrow, and then we'll play it by ear. Okay, so I left myself at the login screen on purpose, because one of the first things that I do is I do 4 different things on 2 different characters in order to make conquests without really having to play them too much. Right now, my 2 characters of choice are going to be Mantimus and SWTOR. So I'm going to start with Mantimus. So I'm going to bring him in, and then we'll get the sound, because I couldn't log into any character, otherwise you wouldn't see everything that's going to take place. Now, Mantimus and SWTOR are not in my guild. They're in another guild. So I try to help that guild also make conquests, although they are big enough they could do it without me without any problem. All right, there we go. Got our audio on. Okay, so first thing you're going to see is I've got a number of things here. Now, in future logins, we're going to hear all of the companions talk at once. It's a little annoying. When I'm playing solo by myself and not on stream, I will often have the sound muted, as you just saw, and I'll be watching YouTube or something like that. So we're going to accept these, and you're going to see as I find the right one right there. We've got 17,420 personal conquest. We'll take a look at that. And we got that for leveling a character. So I have one more character left to raise their influence level on. So I'm going to go ahead, and it's going to be 50 minutes. So we're just going to get that one started. Now, I'm not going to do that one now. That'll be for tomorrow. When I log in tomorrow, this character will make influence and give me another 17,000. So I do that every day. I'm kind of at the end of this character. I might be able to get this one. Yeah, so if we pop this one, so we want to keep an eye on our numbers, right? We're at 258 out of 500. So if I did this one, which is 260 or 280 out of 500, that would also do it. And I don't want to do 2, because if you do 2, then you waste one, right? It's only once a day you're going to get that 17,000. 2, 3, 4. I could potentially slip one of these in. I usually don't want to try to make it go that close, just in case there's some kind of a bonus or something like that. So I'm going to save him Phalanx here for tomorrow. So she'll be my leveling character for tomorrow. Then the rest of these, I just need to get back up to where they're almost ready to level again. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do, this will be my last mission I run. We can run 8 missions at a time. Apologies for that. It's going to bink every time I do something here. But now I want to look at, I've got scavenging at 202. So let's go ahead and pick scavenging. And we'll find the sweet spot where I can level up scavenging, but at the least amount possible. So it has to be a color version, right? If we go down to a gray version, you actually don't gain. But we want scavenging to go up to 203 if we can help it. So I just keep these in there. I'm going to pick one of these 2. If you need metals or compounds, you can click that. So we got 1.5 minutes for that to hit. All right, while that's going on, we're going to do a couple of other things. I'm going to go ahead and open up my decoration panel. I'm going to click on this. I usually use this because it loads nice and fast, and we have to place 5 decorations, but it can be the same decoration 5 times. There you go. We popped another conquest thing. So now let's look at our progress. So we got the companion influencer for 17,420. We got the crew skills mission because we completed 5 crew skills. So that happened as soon as I logged in. Again, that's why I didn't log in until I started the stream. We got the stronghold decorator, which is another 1,950. And then we've got one more that we're just going to wait for. And that's this one right here. While I'm doing that, we'll check our mail. We've sold an object and we have not sold an object. So we will check our auctions. We sold a treasure hunter, but our archaeology didn't sell. So while we're taking a look, we'll see what archaeology is selling for right now. 1,246,000. We've got 1,311. So we have a choice here. They've been going for about 1.1, between 1 and 1.1. So these prices are probably a little high. All right, so there you can see we popped our last thing of my 4. So we'll just collect that. So I think since 1.1 is about where they're going, we'll just go to 1.2. Slightly undercut the lowest one listed up there. I tend to listen for 7 days. It costs a little bit more, but I don't want to have to do this every day. So we'll just get that listed up there. I've got another one listed at 1.5 that may not sell. Let's take a look again how far down the list that is. Yeah, we're the highest priced one there, so that one might not sell. All right, I'll open this up. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do our last scavenging. Now, these scavenging missions get me slicing components, or I'm sorry, slicing. The slicing missions give me slicing components. So I want to make sure all 8 of my characters are doing a slicing mission. Right, this one will pop our 17,000 for tomorrow, and then the rest of these, they'll gain influence, and I'm going to try to get them close to where they're just 1 away. Professor H, always good to have you with us, my friend. How are you doing tonight? All right, so that's it. That's it for that character. We're going to log out, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. Oh, man, what do I have? 20 some characters I do this on if I'm doing this in a daily rotation. I'm doing really good today. Busy day. A lot of work today. Multiple meetings, both internal and external. Did an Unreal Users Group meeting tonight. Did an IGDA leadership meeting today. A lot of grading. Watched the Suns unfortunately lose a game tonight. Okay, so you heard all the voices, right? Now on this one, we're going to do less because those 4 things that I do, you can only do that on 1 character. So we will check our auctions, right? We've got 1 thing that sold. And I haven't done this full rotation on all my characters in a couple weeks. Because I've been streaming so many other games, I just haven't been playing the Old Republic that much. All right, so same thing here. These are selling for about $1 million. This person is doing a little bit of an undercut. We'll go for $1 million. I think these will sell. They usually sell pretty well. The other thing is I've got some slicing missions here, so we're going to claim one of those. And that's going to add a slicing mission to my mission list. Down here at the bottom.
Consider it done.
There we go. And then I like to give my highest rated person this one because it gets me a higher chance to crit on the missions to get more missions. Yeah, it was all good. It was all game dev stuff today. So no complaints. Just makes for a long, busy day. Almost all of it being on video conferencing. So I spend all day on Zoom and then turn on my camera and stream at night. Not sure if that's the best thing to do. All right, and that's it. That's kind of what we're going to do for each character. So as we're doing this, we're going to talk about some game stuff. We're going to talk about experiences on test server. I can talk about a new alpha test that I got into. I'm not allowed to stream it yet. But I am in, although I haven't been able to play yet. The first night I was busy, and today they ran 2 tests. The first one I was busy, and the second one I almost got into the end of, but was having some client issues. So I haven't actually played it yet, but we'll talk about that as we go. All right, and then that's kind of it on this one. So we're going to go ahead and log off. Okay, so let's start off by talking about 7.6. That is the live stream that the developers for SWTOR are doing tomorrow. So again, my goal is hopefully, if that is a good stream, we'll get the notes together and we'll do a reaction, kind of talk about what's in the live stream. Oftentimes, they also release a code for a free item, decoration, mount, or something like that. So if that becomes available, we'll also share that. All right, this character, Duffel, is the one I usually do most of my, if they're not just these slicing missions auctions, I do both my buying and selling on this character. You're going to notice that all of his companions are fully maxed out. Now, I'm still going to do these, though, because
counting on my luck.
what these are doing is they're giving me these items, these data spikes, right? So there's green data spikes, blue data spikes, and purple data spikes. And so what we're going to look at is this character has 4 things that sold 3, and 1 did not sell. So let's go take a look at how his auctions did. So I sold 7 logistic encryptions for 6 million. I sold my revered seer's lower robes. I did not sell some engineering encryptions, so we'll just throw that out of the way. And I sold, so these are the data spikes, right? These are the blue data spikes. Looks like I sold 2,504 of those for 7 million, so we'll claim that. And then I'm going to check, because this is the GTN. These are selling really low right now. These used to sell a lot higher. Right now, this is a kind of a low point in the market. Right around 500 to 600 is about probably where they should be. So I have a choice here, right? Like I could go ahead and, like I see these 240 and 250 ones, right? I could be like, you know what? That's not too bad. So I'm going to buy 532 of those. So I bought out the bottom of the market there. 299, 330, reasonable. I'm already sitting on a bunch just from collecting them. So sometimes I'll buy these out in order to just get them cheap. And then when the ebbs and flows of the market pop back up and they're selling for 600, 750, I can sell them off. Sometimes I don't. I haven't been watching it, like I said, the last couple of weeks. So I don't know what the market's doing right now. So we'll just leave those. That way, if anybody else needs them, they can grab those. So we'll grab that. Then I checked these encryptions. They've been selling historically for about $1 million. Prices are up a little bit right now. Probably not worth the risk to buy them at $950. If occasionally I'll see somebody listing up here for like 500 or 500,000 or something like that, I will grab those. And then I always check this Zerka Crate-O-Matic. Right now there's one for sale for 1.7 billion and one for sale for 3 million or 3 billion. I have one. That's my Zerka Crate-O-Matic right there. It's a very, very rare item actually. I bought mine maybe a decade ago for 27 million. And that was an insane price back then, just to let you kind of know what inflation has done in this game. This is about as low as I've seen them. So I'll keep an eye on this kind of stuff. If I ever saw one of these go up for maybe $1 billion, somewhere around there, I might buy it and try to sell it for $1.5 billion, something like that, just to flip it. But I'm not taking the risk on 1.7 billion. If I didn't have one, I'd probably buy it. It does give you an achievement for using it. So you can see none have sold recently, although they have sold for over 3 billion. So lots of risk, but we're not going to do that. Okay. We're also going to take a look at this. Right now, these are selling for 1.3 million. Historical prices right around $1 million. Long range. That 750 is a little low. Bioanalysis usually sells pretty well. We are going to undercut, but not by a ton here. We're going to go 1,250,000 on those. Again, I list mine for 7 days just so I don't have to deal with this every day. All right. Ooh, let's see. What are these selling at? Those are selling at $1 million. There's 12. They've been selling for not quite that high. So we are going to list ours for $9.99. I usually go even numbers, so 999,000. We'll give whoever's buying those 1,000 credit break. All right, the other thing I do is it's a small thing, but I've got this encrypted terminal in here. It takes 15 seconds. it will eventually get a resource exhaustion point, which means I won't be able to use it anymore for like many hours. There it is. What is it? For 3 hours, 4 hours. But that just gives me some free credits, 778 credits. In the grand scheme thing, not a lot, but they're free. All right. Out of this we go. Okay, so 7.6. 7.6 is the next expansion, story arc, whatever you want to call it. We did play 2 days up on the test center. We played the dynamic encounters. I have not been back up since the streams to see if they fixed any of the issues or bugs. But they were, for the most part, working as intended. So I'm looking forward to those launching. The other thing they're going to do in 7.6 is the next chunk of the story. So if you're following the patch-to-patch story, we're supposed to get the next little bit of that in place. Let's talk about these as well. So this is one of the 2 characters that we finished the Feast of Prosperity on, which is over. But we got these emails, and I have not read them yet. I left them here. They've been up here for 11 days, but I wanted to read them on stream, so I just kind of waited. So it looks like we got one from each of the huts, and whoever Director Durlib Bond is. So let's start there. Greetings to you, esteemed donor. You have received this message because your recent contribution to the Mekshaw Home for Lost Children. With the generosity of donors like you, we can provide comfort and enrichment to the many children in our care. Just look at our joy your selflessness has inspired. Dr. Edie gave me a toy starship Vroom. I never got nothing like this before. Thank you. I got a journal so I can write stuff now. Thank you very much. Shows a blanket. Thanks. As you can see, your thoughtfulness has truly impacted the lives and the futures of these children. Please consider making your donation a recurring one, and you can continue to make a difference for these orphans. Sincerely, Durlid Bond, Director of Mekshaw Home for Lost Children. It's grayed out. I can't reply to this email. It's a system email. It's not a real person. If I could reply, I would send it credits just to see what it would do, but we can't. Okay. So obviously on this one, we sided with Duba. So we're going to see 2 different reactions here on these 2 characters. So from Gaborg the Abundant, you've ruined everything. Because of the little trick you pulled with Duba, I've lost a slew of my wealthiest donors and political connections. I can't maintain the lifestyle I'm accustomed to on the meager salary the charity provides me. I can't even afford a full day's worth of food. Not unless I ask for some of the cheap scraps that Duba and the culinary deadbeat he calls a chef are giving away at the feast. The Feast of Prosperity was meant to be an occasion to share my prosperity with the poor wretches of the galaxy. But now I have nothing. Think of all who will go without now that I am next to destitute. I hope you're happy. Okay, he didn't like our choices. Greetings to the new and improved Feast of Prosperity headquarters. I thought I was busy before, but ever since I took charge of the feast, I can't seem to find a spare minute for myself. But I made sure to set aside some time to send you an update and my thanks. We lost a few of our wealthier donors once I put a stop to their mutually beneficial relationships with Gorborga, but I say we're better off without them. Now that we're focusing solely on helping the people who really need it, we've seen a huge spike in small donations, and so many people are volunteering their services I can't keep up. It's all thanks to you, my friend. Believe me when I say that I couldn't have done any of this without your help. Please accept my sincerest gratitude for making everything I've worked so hard for a reality. All right, so there are our answers on that one. We cleaned that. Did we claim our stuff? We claimed our stuff. We click on that. So on this one, you'll notice I've got a lot of characters that are at 50 influence. Now, this is not a character that I really pay much attention. I'm not going to level him through that, what we did with the other characters. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just leveling these characters up. I'm not saving them for the kind of easy, free conquest points. I have about 4 characters I do that on, and that's just kind of the limit for them. Okay, while we're in Feast of Prosperity mode, we'll go ahead and log this character out. And let's go grab Bellatrix. Because he is the other character that we did the third arc of the story on. So he should also have mail. Yes, he has 4. Thank you. I hope you're happy. The Feast of Prosperity. Oh, then he sold something. So that one we'll just delete. Okay. You're receiving... okay, that's the same email. Because I don't think you had a choice. You just had to do that. So that email is the same. All right, so obviously on this one, we went the other direction. So Gaborga is happy with us and Duba is not. Under my expert guidance, the Feast of Prosperity is truly a sight to behold. How I wish you could see it all. The glamour, the allure. And that was just the hat I wore to the most recent donors gala. Chef Popetus, I'm guessing, continues to outdo himself with each lavish banquet. I would send you an invitation, but I am sure your schedule is full. Oh, and I think we even managed to hand out a few free meals to some poor scamps last week. I'm not quite sure. It has been a while since I've checked in with Duba. I am so terribly busy, you see. And speaking of, my assistant has just informed me that Chef Popotis has a new dish for me to sample. Before I meet with some very important dignitaries, I shall have to bid you farewell. All right. Let's see what Duba says. Congratulations. You've single-handedly turned the Feast of Prosperity into a celebration of giving credits to Gaborga the Abundant. I thought he was bad before, but ever since he took over the feast, we've barely had any volunteers. The feast only goes where Gaborga's friends want it to. Everyone we're feeding is plenty well fed already. There's nothing for me even to do anymore. Gaborga holds his lavish banquets and the credits come rolling in, but I'm never asked to send them rolling back out again. You and I both know where those credits are going, and it's not to the people who need them the most. I don't know, maybe I was naive to ever think a couple of ex-cartel huts could put something together that would really help people. I hope you got something good out of all this at least. Alright, he's not happy. Okay, so same thing on this character. I'm not going to worry about the... Yeah, I'm just leveling my characters with this.
I'll get it done.
Now, whether they're at 50 or not, we still want to run the missions because it just gives me more leveled up characters. All right, we'll check our inventory. Inventory's clean. Out we go. All right, so dynamic encounters was the first thing that was on the test center. The second thing, which I did not get a chance to find a group to or be a part of, was the lair bosses. So maybe I'll get into a group with those. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, now what I normally do is run usually my characters in a pattern just because OCD reasons, not for any real reason. So I always do the characters I'm leveling first, right, which is usually these two. Then the next two I normally do are these two because they're also characters I level with that method of the 4 missions. So let's grab them next. So I don't know about the lair bosses. I think I've done the Mountain Queen lair boss. It's an older one, like on the standard mode. I don't know if I ever even did the hard mode of that one. But lair bosses are kind of like a world boss or a single boss in an operation. So they're definitely group content. Nothing that we could tackle on our own. But quicker than doing a full-on raid or something like that. So, all right, looks like diplomacy. Wow, that is way high. So if you look at these prices, somebody's bought out what was reasonable and left the ones that were crazy. So we'll stick right around that 100,000. That's probably fair. on that one. So this is a character you can see I've got a lot of these sitting ready to go, right? And so we'll keep moving these up, but like that one, 15, 16, 17, yeah, all three of these are ready to level. So when I use this character to gain conquest, I've got them kind of in a queue. Although I'm starting to run out of companions.
Training bolt disengaged.
All right, let's go ahead and pop this out. All right, so those are the two things I think they put on Test Center: the lair boss and the dynamic encounters. They tend not to put story-driven content up on the Test Center, just so the story doesn't get out and get ruined and stuff like that. Although once it goes live, the stories will be out, and we'll play them on stream as soon as they go live as well. All right, so, I left this guy. Oh, no, he's on fleet. This is one, I think, in our 24-hour stream, I was looking for characters who hadn't done the story yet. So, I usually try to leave my characters in the stronghold for a couple of reasons. It loads quick. Plus, I have all of the things that I need to do anything, right? Like I've got a vendor, a mailbox, a GTN, all my terminals here and stuff like that. From here on out, we're probably not going to find many characters who have missions, because I can't remember where I left off in actually doing them. Okay, so we got some Jawa junk. So we're just going to throw it in here. We should probably sort some of this stuff, so I'm going to open up one of my Excel spreadsheets where I keep track of who's storing what on my characters, because I don't have enough space in my legacy stronghold. So I've designated certain characters to store things. So I'm going to open that up so I don't forget where they go. All right, let's see. What do we have? We've got some gear. That will go on, I think, Quackness. Yeah, Quackness gets those. Jawa junk is Zoxarian. That goes to Quackness. The dyes go to Vignero. So let's see if we can remember all that. All right, so we got treasure hunting here. Okay, so on this one, there's none for sale. This is where if you actually do this enough, you have a good idea for what things are going to sell for. Like treasure hunting don't sell for that much. So we're going to jump it up, because I always like to try to push the prices higher if I'm going to be the only one that's listing one. So we'll look. Yeah, so historically 50,000, but recently 235. So there haven't been a lot listed, so people are paying more. So 100,000 seems more than fair. All right, same thing on this character. We're going to go down, find out where he's at. Those are all ready to pop. 19 is ready to pop. 24 is ready to pop. So we want these.
Easy.
Yes, master.
And occasionally I'll accidentally click on the wrong one and waste it. But for the most part. Now, these up here don't matter because they're capped out. All right, so now that I've got those four in the hopper, Zaxodia, Mantimus, and the two deconstructions, I usually wouldn't have done Pilon and Bellatricus. Okay, so we've got, let's see, we got Mantimus, Zaxodia, I always check Defil, then we got the two decons, so let's go ahead and get back in our pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log this character in and right back out, because I don't think any of his missions have probably ended yet, but I want to get him in the order that I like to have my characters in. It's a completely mental thing. Oh, yeah, somebody got done. Two got done. So we'll go ahead and requeue those.
As you say.
Because, again, we are collecting stuff. Every one of those will give us the spikes that we're after. All right, so now what I normally do is I'll just run through my Republic characters first, my Imperial characters second. I started doing that at some point. I can't tell you why, but I did. Then I usually do my motorcycle going by outside. I do my 2 Jedi Knights, and then I do my 2 Jedi Consulars. Then I usually do, I think after that, I normally do my Smugglers, although Defil gets that all messed up because he's my sales character. Before they made the GTN changes, I used to sell everything on Defil. Now I go ahead and just sell them on whoever collects them. So all these characters started with 1 million credits, and so however much they have is just how much they've sold. So you're going to see each one has made different amounts based on how random they sold their things. And also if I run missions on them, they get some stuff as well. Okay, so Dak isn't one that I do any storage on. He's down to only 2 companions that are leveling.
Easy.
There we go.
Don't be surprised.
And again, we always want to get all 8. Now, if you're not level 80 or a certain level, you might not be able to run 8 companion missions. There is... It goes up as you level, so you might only be run 4, 6, something like that, until you get higher level. Okay, let's grab Natoa next. Where's he? And I've got these guys all out of order right now, because I haven't done this cycle. Like I said, it's probably been a couple weeks. I used to do this every day. It was kind of just my watch the news, watch YouTube, watch a TV show, cycle my characters. Now that I'm streaming every night, I just haven't had that time slot to do it. So, let's see, Natoa, same thing. He's got 2 of these guys.
This might even be fun.
Special assignment. Mission parameters.
All right, he's not sold anything.
Rest assured, this will be done to perfection.
Thanks. Now, another thing that will happen, and I don't know that we'll see this tonight because I haven't been making my weekly conquest or my guild conquest either. But the other thing that will happen is if I make guild conquest, this is where I would collect my encryptions that I could also sell. Okay, so Vignero, he is one of our storage characters. So we're going to want to make sure we grab the dyes. I got dyes and crystals on this guy. And so we'll take a look at those. And you can also see that I haven't even got their mission set up from the last time I played them, so I've been slacking. I'll admit it.
I'm your man.
Alright, so he's sold a couple things, it looks like. Yep, 2 things sold. Let's see, he sold archaeology and treasure hunting. He's got nothing new to sell. And let's go ahead and grab this box. So this is Legacy. All my characters can access this box. And I want... These are all dies. That's a die. That's a die. I don't see anything else I want to transfer into this guy. Then I'm going to go to his personal box here. So this is his cargo hold. And so in here I've got some crystals. The metallic guys we got from one of the packs. These are all dyes of just various colors and things. One of these days I'm probably just going to have to break down and sell a bunch of these. These are all the ones that are stacks of 10. Have I been opening the Kaizyken dice? It looks like it. This one's also kind of a special one. Let's put it with these because they're kind of special as well. They're all metallics. Alright, looks like I've been opening the Kaizyken dice, so we'll do that. There we go. So some of these that I'm never going to use, I probably should. I get into hoarder mode here. Oh, we opened up the wrong cargo hold. All right, so do we have any? These are all secondary. See, like I've got 4 secondary green dyes. I could probably get rid of some of those. We've got a bunch of those, a bunch of purples. Okay, those are all doubled up. All right, we got blue and green. Got some blue and greens, brown and red. Oh, we do have some brown and reds. That one's kind of a special dye. That's a metallic. We'll pull that out. Is that metallic? That is not. All right, black and blue. We've got some blues and blacks and blacks and blues. Yeah, the rest of those look okay. Then we'll put our other metallic. This white on white's actually semi-rare. Actually, I think it's pretty rare. Let's check to see, because I can. Oh, this one's bound to legacy, but I think you can buy these. Let's see if I can't sell it, but I can search for it. Are there any white on whites? If it's up here, it's gonna be expensive. There we go, white on white. So if you get the non-bound version, so I can't sell this one, but those are selling for about 150 million. So yeah, that one's a rare one. If I find the right outfit that it looks just perfect on, I'd probably use it, but right now I don't know what that would be. So into storage is going to go. I think almost all of these that I have in here are all bound to me. I don't think I can sell any of them. So, all right, so we got our storage done. We check our missions, make sure they're all good. And out we go. So this is kind of part of just my, like I said, it's kind of a maintenance routine. It's how I've made most of my money. This supports my ability to play and do things and things like that. At least in-game credits. All right, so I don't want to talk too much rumors about what I think the next story is going to be, because that could be a little bit spoilery. They've hinted at some stuff. There's been some data leaks. So once things start to get published out, people will scour through the files and find things. There's some rumors of different characters making appearances and stuff like that. Wow, these have really crashed. Investigations never sold that well, but wow, 36 is pretty bad. We'll see if we can still get 50 out of it. There we go. But we'll see all that
If you say so.
as soon as it launches. I'm guessing tomorrow.
I can spare the time.
If we're going to speculate on anything, it might be that there is hopefully a announced release date. I'm guessing it's going to be December something. I don't foresee it coming out in November. That'd be nice, but I don't think it will. All right, so we've gotten through our Jedi Knights and our Jedi Consulars. Let's go ahead and grab our Smuggler next. Actually, no, let's get our Troopers. So we'll get Zach's number 1. But yeah, if it came out over like Thanksgiving or something, that might not be too bad. But it seems like would correspond the release to the release of Life Day, which will be the next event as well. All right, clean out his inventory. He's got no mail. He's got 4 companions that. Now I've leveled most of these companions a good chunk of the leveling of them to 50 is they get influence for running those missions. So I've leveled a lot of companions just running slicing missions. As soon as a companion hits 50, I just go to the next one on the list and start raising them up. And then eventually, if I cap all the companions, and I just use the 50s. But where's the other Zax? There he is. Now, obviously, you can also make conquest by playing, which I do. I just haven't been for the last few weeks. Like, I don't even think I have... They reset conquest on Tuesdays. Right, so I'm going to guess I haven't even invaded a planet yet. Nope. Alright, let's see what we got. We always pick a small planet because it's me in a guild by myself. I can make 500,000. On a good week, I can make 2 million. 5 million would be pretty tough to do by myself. So it doesn't really matter. We're not going to make the top 10 on any of them. So do we want to invade? What do we have? The invasion zone or Ilum? Oops. Let's do the invasion zone. So we'll invade the planet. We do that, though, because if we do get conquest points, we'll get a 15% bonus. Also, you then would get the guild rewards if you hit the 500,000. Now, Zax has probably the most companions unlocked.
Imperial Reclamation Service. At your service.
You're going to see my list on him is pretty big. And a lot of them are at 50. So. Alright, we'll open up our boxes that we got. It looks like we have 2 things that sold since we last played this character. So we'll claim those. What are they? 2 archaeologies. Probably for 1,250,000 because you get back less a commission fee. Got a scavenging. They historically been selling for $1 million. One person undercut it. We're going to go right between those 2 just to be funny. So now we are that one. So the first one that gets sold is going to go to this person, and the second one will go to me, then the next 6 would go to that, unless somebody else lists things. In the new GTN, that's kind of the way it works. It is, you just buy, and it always goes from the bottom, the cheapest, and gives you that. If you buy more than one, it'll work its way up the list. All right, I think we did everything on Zax here. Alright, we're almost through our Republic characters. And then we will move on to our Imperial characters. Alright, so that's most of the speculation I actually have for the patch. I don't want to go too deep. I enjoyed the dynamic encounters. I think I said it during the testing. We will probably play some Old Republic when they come out. As our daily streams, and we'll just start working on dynamic encounters, at least until we get the achievements done. Knowing my own personality, I can almost guarantee that unless there is a reason, a story reason, or some long-term goal, that once I get the achievements that they put in, I would guess they're going to put in for anyway. Once we get those, we'll probably quit doing them. But that's okay. Hopefully. Oh, see, now here we can see where I listed, because this is the same thing we sold on Zax, right? So now I'm competing with myself. We'll defer to Zax. So we're going to put this one in at 999,500. So now, whoever has that cheapest one will sell first. Zax will sell second, and I'll sell third. We're still undercutting those million people. So we'll do the dynamic encounters. Hopefully get involved in some of the bigger group stuff. Maybe get ourselves into some lair bosses. I don't know if I'm going to be brave enough to do that in a pickup group. I might. Okay, now we're going to go and find Bellatrix because I want to start my Imperial group with him. If we don't get in a pickup group, I may run those on one of my big gilded characters. But if I do that, I may not stream that. They tend not to like it when you stream because it's a lot of people and they're entitled to their privacy. So I don't want to violate anything, make anybody feel uncomfortable because I'm streaming their characters and such. So if I run with that group, I probably won't stream it. If I run with a pickup group, I probably will. So we'll see on the lair bosses. No guarantees on them.
Yes, I can do that.
Piece of cake.
No, you tell him. All right, so we already did stuff on Bellatrix. That's why he only had 3. But that's okay. I want to get him back in the correct order. All right, so now I do the same pattern. We're going to get our warriors first. So we'll get Dominatus here. Make sure I didn't miss any of my storage characters. Nope. I think we're okay there. Now, some of these might now have some missions. I can't remember last time I logged some of these guys in. Nope, he doesn't. Actually, you know what? I don't think any of them are going to because I think I logged all the characters in when we were looking for Feast of Prosperity missions.
If that's what you want.
And I didn't reset up their missions. So you're saving the me click on the thing 8 times because that's normally what I would do. Just accept the 8 missions. Now you have to accept them if you are going to do something like this because you can't store them up. Otherwise, you can't do any other missions. So, all right. So now we'll go to our Inquisitors. Same pattern. So Knights to Consulars. Here we're going Warriors to Inquisitors. All right, he has a mission. It's treasure hunting. These are the ones that aren't really selling for much. So that's me. So we'll match me. Now, my other character will sell theirs first, and then Gigawatt would sell his second. Again, unless somebody undercuts us. All right, he doesn't have anybody who's not maxed out.
Right away, my lord.
Simple enough.
If this furthers our aims, I'm used to solo jobs.
But again, we still want to do all 8, right? You see, max deployable is set to 8 because we're farming the slicing components. And that's the real reason that I would cycle all these characters is I want to get the slicing components because that's what I just sell in bulk. Over the years, the prices have gone down. So they're not worth near as much as they used to. I think every time they raise the level, we're at grade 11 is the top right now. They sell really, really well at first because all the crafters want to raise their crafting. They want to, sell the newest, best components and stuff like that. And so they do sell really well early on. I think, I don't remember the exact numbers.
We are agreed on this course.
Not a problem. I'll depart straight
There
away.
we go. But I think I was selling all of them at 20 to 50,000, 100,000 per unit.
I don't have better things
Right?
to do.
Those are things that are now selling for 500. So that demand right at the beginning, you can make a lot of money selling slicing components because you kind of can set your price because people want to get their crafting and everything done. All right, Quackness, I believe, is our next character. Yeah, he's my random drops character. We should play him on a stream here. I made this character for the sole purpose of getting achievements on companions that you can deny to join your alliance. Either by just telling them they can't join or by killing them. So that's what he exists for. And I've done quite a few of them. He's also on fleet. But I think I've got a few left. And I think there's going to be one that I'm going to have to make yet another character to do that, because I think there's a choice between two. And you basically have to recruit one and deny the other. You can recruit them both. I don't think you can deny them both. Or you can recruit one and deny one, or recruit the other and deny the other. So we might have to do another character to get that to work. All right, he sold something. What did he sell? Bioanalysis. I sold that one probably for $1 million. And then the GTN takes its cut. That is what is known as a gold sink. So game economies are interesting in that
Yes, master.
there's tons and tons of credits coming into the
Not a
economy.
problem. I'll depart straight away.
And so you have to get them out.
Better things to do.
Like if you walk up to an NPC and he says, please go get me 10 onions, and you go pick 10 onions and you bring them back. Those onions spawned into the system at no cost. The money gold credits on that NPC spawned into the system at no cost. And now those resources have gone from the world to you as the character at no cost but time. And so what happens is that's what causes in-game inflation in MMOs, is if there's nothing going out of the system and only things coming into the system, then it gets more expensive. So running these missions costs me credits, right? Like this one costs 4,250 credits to run. We can keep track of how much it costs me. But I am getting items which I am selling to other players for more money than I am spending to get them. So I'm making a profit, and those credits are leaving that other player and going to me, but they're not leaving the system. Things like armor maintenance, travel costs, things like that, that's taking money out of the system. So over the last year to 2 years, the devs have been fighting and trying to get inflation back under control, and it's gotten better. It used to be a lot worse than what it is now, so they've made some improvements. Okay. Loot drops, same thing. It's just free stuff coming into the system. Okay, so we're going to grab those. And these are basically cosmetic only pieces of gear that now drop as loot. And so when I see one that I like, I grab it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep this up, because his box now is almost full of just gear that I may never actually use. Let's see, we got a fitted weapons. That's armor. So we got armor packs. And I could open these. I don't even know what's in it. Contains one full armor set, originally reserved for world drops, drawn randomly. Armors contained within are for use with outfitter only. So that's what all this gear is. If we look at it, you can't put anything in it. It's just a shell. It's a cosmetic shell. So I keep them. I keep the ones I like in case I ever want to use them in some character. But usually I'm going to use the armors up here in my collections. So I don't know why I hoard that stuff, but that's what Quackness's job is to sit on all that armor. All right, let's talk a little bit about the alpha that I was talking about. So this is not Star Wars: The Old Republic. It's a completely different game. It is an MMO. It is an MMO called Star's Reach. So Star's Reach is in its pre-alpha, I think is what they're calling it. Very early version of the game. Oh, we skipped a character. All right, well, we'll slip her in here. So normally during my trooper section, I missed Adelize here. She was a test character I actually made for a leveling challenge that I did, and now she's become part of the rotation. So I am in the pre-alpha. I'm allowed to say that. I believe I'm allowed to maybe share screenshots. Let me see if I can find... I think on the Discord it tells me what I'm allowed and not allowed to do. So before I talk too much, we'll make sure that I don't break any rules. But so far, those are the things I remember I'm allowed to say. I cannot stream it yet. Although in the gameplay chat today, I kind of tagged into the chat and listened in.
Counting on my luck.
It feels like they're about to open up the ability to upload videos, but I'm not sure. Let's see, test guide. Rules. Let's go to rules. Here we go. I think it's in here. Oh, those are just server rules. Frequently asked questions. Am I under NDA? Okay. So I'm going to read this verbatim. I'm assuming I can read this part. It says partially. No video or audio recordings to be made public yet. No live streaming yet. Screenshots and verbal descriptions permitted and encouraged. So that is what the current NDA is. I want to respect that. I do believe that if you do get involved in things like this where the developers have asked you whether it is an officially signed NDA or this is just in an FAQ in a Discord server, I think you should respect their wishes. It is their IP, it is their game, and I do believe that that is the right thing to do. So that is what it says. FAQ question number 1, am I under NDA? Partially, no video or audio recordings to be made public yet, no live streaming yet, screenshots and verbal descriptions permitted and encouraged. So that being said, I can't give you many descriptions because I have not played it yet. So from that standpoint, I don't really have a whole lot to share outside that I am in it. And I'm going to try to join. Now, I can't play whenever I want because it is very, very early alpha. They basically communicate to us via email and Discord. Okay, we're bringing the server up for the next hour at this time. We're going to test this thing. And that's kind of how we operate. So I believe Saturday, maybe this weekend. I think there's another one coming up. Like I said, there were 2 today, and I didn't get into either one. One was while I was working, and the other one, I was in one of my meetings, and I tried to connect to it with Zoom running and a bunch of other stuff running, and it was giving me issues. So I don't know if it was all that or the client. So no blame on the developers there. Okay, let's see. We'll go to our bounty hunters next. So I didn't actually get in. I made 2 characters, which right now was just clicking on the characters. It wasn't like a character creator thing or anything like that. I have seen video. I think it's publicly available video of the game being played, but I haven't really been able to experience it myself. So if I do get into one of the tests, I will share my experiences under the understanding that it is a very early alpha. And so anything that I say could actually change. Okay, that's us for that 100,000, so we'll match that. Now, if you want to see something about the game, I think it's the Stars Reach YouTube channel, actually has a whole dev blog with Raph Koster about the prototyping process they went through on their movement system. Now, it's like a 7 to 10 minute video, and it encompasses months and months and months of work, but it is really good. If you want to kind of see what goes into getting a game system to work, it's really strong. Let me go ahead and I'm going to jump into YouTube and I'll grab the link to the video. I think I shared it in one of my streams here relatively recently. Okay, let's see. Stars Reach. So this is public. This is on their YouTube channel, so they can post their own videos. It's called Stars Reach Movement Vlog. It's 13 minutes long. I'm getting an ad. Getting another ad. All right, there it is. Okay, Stars Reach movement vlog. Like, I like this video so much that I'm probably going to use it in some of my game development classes. I think it's that good. So there you go. If you do watch it and you do like it, again, give them a subscription, give them a like. How many comments are here? Seems like a lot. I'm not sure. Don't know. But you can tell them I sent you over. Not sure that'll make any difference, but... Alright, so here's another character who... all the influence is full.
Not a problem.
I'll be done in no time. Sure, whatever.
We missed one somewhere. That's okay.
I will perform according to your exacting
We also got more
specifications,
Jawa
Master.
junk. Oh, sorry, that's Discord. You guys might not be able to hear it. It's beeping in my ear. I'm gonna mute Discord. There we go. All right, so we'll store that in there. On to the next. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to it. If you're unfamiliar with Ralph Koster, he's kind of been a Virtual Worlds VR person for quite a while. I don't know all of everything he's worked on. The two notable ones that I played a lot of were Ultima Online and Star Wars Galaxies. He was a designer, I think lead designer on both. Let's see, Decon is another. So here you can see we've gotten our first two characters kind of back to here. And these are, like, I have more characters, but I don't cycle through all those. Mostly because they're not level 80. And they're not maxed out on everything. So. But yeah, if you guys are watching this and you're into Stars Reach and you all go over there and watch that and then leave a comment that said Deconstruction Gaming sent you, be interesting to see if they notice. Probably not, but we can all dream. Hey, Decon sold something. Now, if I opened that email and just didn't delete it, it would tell me what I sold. But I'm going to find out as soon as I open this up. So, yeah, diplomacy, probably 100,000, I would say, on that one. I think the commission's like right around 6%, something like that.
Counting on my luck.
So same thing here. Just stack our missions up. Now here, I sometimes play just little games to keep myself entertained. I'm going to see if I can get Paxton to pass Galt. I doubt it. They're pretty far apart.
Tracking name targets.
So I'm going to give him the higher influence mission and him the lower, so he'll slowly gain on him over time. Will he pass him? Who knows? Probably not. But it keeps me entertained. All right. Zoxarian, I think, is the one we need to get for our Jawa junk. So. All right. We're going to close that because I already watched it. And close Discord just so it doesn't necessarily cause us any issues. Okay. So Zox and Ubi are our last two. Then we'll go back to Defo and we'll look at why we do this. Or one of the reasons that we do it. Let's see, other things that are going on. I'm thinking about playing some... Steam's got like a cooking sale going on right now with different cooking videos or different cooking games. I'm thinking about potentially grabbing a bunch of demos from there. And maybe doing a night of cooking demos. I don't know yet. If this is something you'd be interested in, let me know.
Of course.
We'll begin.
I want to get back into some Last Starship. That one did actually pretty well. Those series did, but kind of waiting for Alpha 12. I'm hoping that hits sometime here soon. All right, so we'll grab our Jawa junk. There are vendors up on Fleet. You can use your Jawa junk and trade them in for other resources. I never do, but I do hoard the Jawa junk. So there's my green. There's my blues and purples. So if there's ever a need... Oh, so I also have renown gear on this character. If there's ever a need for these, I'm sitting good. That's basically 10,000 a square, so we've got plenty. All right. One more character, and then we'll kind of wrap up here. So this is, like I said, it usually takes me about an hour. We're running a little over because I don't think I've been the most efficient and quickest at doing some of this, but some of our characters are off on Fleet and stuff like that. But if I had to estimate where I have made the bulk of my money, it is probably through doing this, as far as having credits. Not that I haven't made money in many other ways, you know, playing the game and loot and all that kind of stuff, running missions. Conservatively, though, I would say maybe half the money I've made in the game might be through slicing components. It would be cool if there was a way to track it. Okay, so I'll open this one. Right, it will tell you what you sold, how much you sold it for. The old system, you used to actually claim it here. That no longer is part of it. You know, when they redid the GTN, everything's now through the GTN. So this is now where you claim your purchases and anything you sold. And he's another one that
This will keep us busy.
everybody's at 50.
As accepted.
I'll get right on it. Should keep me entertained.
Yes,
I'll
Master.
see what I can do.
Excellent.
So it doesn't really matter who does what on that. Okay, so now we've got our cycle done. And then at this point, I'd normally go back to my main sales character. So we'll do that, which is Defil. And we will claim out. Now, we didn't collect a lot this time. You know, so imagine every character would have given me the green, blue, and purple slicing components. So here, so there's 13 green, 25, 11 and 4, 13 and 7, nothing on that one, 7, 20 and 1, 16, 8 and 4, 17 and 9, 10, 18 and 8. So all those things that we just collected there will go into our materials. And they're just going to stack up here. So normally I'm going to have like, oh man, let's see if I can, how close I can remember. Like maybe 4,000 of the greens, 1 to 2,000 of the blues, maybe 300 or 400 of the purples from one cycle, right? Just adding all those together. So those will get stored down in here. The other thing that I haven't done is claim my daily. If you log in every day, you actually get a reward for logging each day. So you can see this is Tuesday, that's Wednesday today. That'll be Thursday, Friday. We'll get that, and then you get these, and they just repeat over and over and over until you cap out, and then after that you start back over with a new set. What did we get? We got 5 complimentary Valor boosts. So all of my boosts are stored here. So we've got companion gifts, and then we've got all of our different reputation, experience boosts, and stuff like that stored in there. All right, so then what I would do is I'd be like, okay, I collected all of my greens, blues, and purples. I would pop in here. I have all these saved as favorites, so I can kind of see. All right, so none of these have sold since we last looked. Those look to be about the same numbers. So we'll look at blues. Yeah, these are also selling pretty cheap. Again, about half of what the historic value is there. These have been selling a little higher. So somebody must have bought them all out, but looks like they bought up to about the 9,000. So I have like 9,000 of these. Looks like I sold off my blues. Plenty of greens left, but I'm not going to list them right now. There's 36,000 of these on the GTN right now, and the prices just are not that good. Now, this might be the new norm, right? But again, if you look at historical, the 500 to 600 is where they've kind of been going. It's just in a downward slump. Also, in general, people list more stuff on the weekends, but you sell a lot more stuff on the weekends. So during the week versus during the weekends, you get some different prices as well. Let's check anything else. Yep, these prices haven't changed. These have been dropping. These were regularly selling for like $1 million, and now they're down. And again, all these things are Mark 11. If they do an expansion and change all these to 12, like if we look at this is a grade 11. You know, if they add a new level to all this stuff, then the prices will skyrocket on the 12s. And we will take advantage of that at that time. Let's see, Legendary Embers. These used to sell for over $1 million. Yeah, see, these are way cheaper now. So the inflation has gone down quite a bit. And the demand might be down a little bit as well. We got, how many of those do we have in storage? Let's look. Oops, Slag. Legendary. Yeah, we have 19. We'll grab those out. Oh, the other thing we can check, do I have any plans? Oh, we do. We have one engineering plan. We can grab that as well. Let's see what they're selling for. Engineering, 999. I think those are mine, right? Aren't those the ones I put up to undercut that one? I think they are. Let's look. Engineering, 999. Yep. Well, let's not undercut ourselves. So we'll put this one up for 999,500. There we go. So now if we look, those three are mine. That one's mine. And then those are 12 or other people's. All right. That is my pattern. That's what I do. And then I just sell my slicing components as people need them, and just slowly trickle in money in addition to the money you get from running missions and all that kind of stuff. So all right, so I haven't decided. Tomorrow is either going to be the last thing we have to do that is usually my prep for Saturdays, because I tend to run Galactic Seasons on Saturdays. So if I go in here to Galactic Seasons, so we've maxed out our levels. So really all we're doing now is we have to do 26 more weeklies. So then I'm going to go through here, and they put this up on the web, so I could do this on the web. But I kind of go through here and I say, okay, which ones of these do I want to run for Saturday? Those are the DVL bosses. We've knocked out those achievements, so I'm going to turn it on just in case we decide to do it, but probably won't do that one. Bounty contract on Coruscant would be easy, so we could do that one. Let's see. Hut Space. So we're looking at McKeb, Nar Shaddaa, Quesh, Vos, Darvanis, or Osis. We could run an Osis and knock that one out, so we'll turn that one on. PvP, probably not going to PvP, so we're not going to turn that one on. There's a Kingpin bounty. We could do that. It'd be pretty easy. Complete 2 flashpoints. Directive 7, Mandalorian Raiders, Kadamimu, or Spirit of Vengeance. Maybe. We'll turn that one on. Okay, those are the go kill 4 people, 2 Republic, 2 Imperial. I usually skip those. This one we're just going to get by doing stuff, so we'll turn that one on. We've got CZ, Ilum, Iocath, and Zakul. Yeah, those are pretty easy. I think it's just running missions. So. Defeat 25 non-player enemies without the aid of a companion. That one's pretty easy. And veteran operations, probably not going to do that. So then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we've actually turned on 8. And we can only do 7. So I almost guarantee you we're not going to do that one. So that'll give us 7 that if we want to try to tackle them on Saturday, we can. Now, when I'm playing regularly, I'll often get these done during the week. So by the time we get to Saturday, I've only got 1 or 2 left. But since I haven't been playing very much, we usually have plenty of these left to do. So this will be our Saturday plan. Then the other thing I would normally do is I'd probably go through and I say, okay, where do I want to put my conquest? Am I closer on Imperial or Republic? Who am I going to run for each of these? So I do that planning out as well. Okay, so tomorrow, again, maybe a dev live stream reaction. We might play some cooking games, or we might go back. I haven't decided if I want to go back and do some more in the Dolok town demo. It is just a demo, so we're going to hit a point where we can't continue anyway. But it would be fun to revisit that one. We'll see. But if you guys have anything you want to see, either in that list or other games, go ahead and let me know. You can ping me on social media. If you search for Deconstruction Gaming, you'll find my logo. If you find that orange and yellow Mandalorian-y kind of Trojan horse or Trojan warrior mask thing that I made with headphones on, you'll find me. And so go ahead and you can send me a message, let me know what you want to see, or drop it in the comments down here. Always happy to try to accommodate if I can. If it's a game that is in my library already, that makes it a lot easier. Obviously, if it's a game I want to play, if you're picking games that I have no interest in, I don't think that would make for a good stream outside of potentially getting a reaction of somebody who doesn't play that style of game, which isn't necessarily horrible. But I think we're going to go ahead and call it for tonight. So tomorrow night, maybe more Old Republic, maybe cooking. We'll see what the live stream looks like. If the data or information in the live stream looks really good, that's probably what we're going to do. And we'll see where things go. So with that being said, as always, we are going to leave you with go watch, play, or create something great. Have a great rest of your evening, day, or whatever is ahead of you. And we will catch you all tomorrow night. See you guys.